this vlog for the last Monday in August 2013. And it's hard to believe we're in the last week, and this being the last Monday. But, you know, it's been quite a fun weekend. A very interesting weekend, if you will. You see, this past weekend, or at least this past week, we weren't too entirely sure exactly how we were going to do my mom's birthday, if you know what I mean. I mean, we had an idea, but we weren't totally sure what the entire plan was. You see, at first, originally the plan was to probably go out to dinner or have dinner here or one of my sister's places on Saturday, and that'd be it. Because my second oldest sister is supposed to be starting work. Again, like I said, my second oldest sister is supposed to be starting work with Uno Chicago next week. Originally, she thought she'd have to start yesterday, but apparently construction's not completed on the inside construction. I guess is not completed on the what else was that? Like I said, construction's not completed on the inside of the restaurant. So they told her, hey, instead of yesterday, you got to start around next week. So that's what she's going to do. Ooh, and that gave her an opening. It's like, okay, what can we do? Well, there was a few decisions. Either do everything on Sunday, or do separate days. Well, it's kind of unusual, but we ended up doing, I guess you could say, the traditional birthday deal on Saturday at my second oldest sister's place in Modesto, and then we did the movie deal on Sunday. That's right. That was the idea that came about, because due to the fact, hold on for a second. Due to the fact that my second older sister ended up getting that Sunday surprisingly off, and basically her debut date extended into about next week. Anyway, also this past week I went to work for one night with my older sister's husband and helped him with his job. The reason being is they got this new thing that they've been doing for at least a little over a month now, where they use some sort of a vacuum to suck up the running water. You see, basically, it's, you know, when he's washing down, it's like, when you're washing a car, let's say your car is uphill like this, the water seems to come down. Well, what we're doing is, when he needs me or needs my nephew to do or whatever, is we're vacuuming the water from the sides and from, you know, the area it's going down to, from either the back or the front. Back of the car, the front of the car, depending on how it's positioned and parked. So that's what we did, and it's easy. I wasn't, here's the thing though, I was a little out of it. It felt like I was in Hayward, but come Oakland, I was okay because I had a cup of coffee and all that. So that was cool. But here's the deal though. But here's the deal. Here's the reason why my brother-in-law is doing this. Apparently, there's a law going around here in California now, or at least in the Bay Area, or whatever, to where you've got to use the water and not water you bring, or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. We're using your water. Why do we have to sweep it up? It's complicated, it's weird, but basically it has to do with, health and all that, and stuff. And I can understand, but I can understand trying to be safe and everything, but come on, honestly. I know sometimes you don't know what could be in water, but if the Bay Area is supposed to have the cleanest water right now in the state, or at least have the cleanest water, what's the deal? But we didn't really get home until about almost a little after 10 minutes after 5 that day anyway. 5 in the morning, that is. The reason being is because usually the routine is Oakland and Hayward, but it was switched up to be Hayward Oakland. And Hayward does not have any fire hydrants that we could use to put a hose in, click a hose in like a firefighter would, put it into the tank, into the water tank, and or let it increase right into go right into the water tank. We didn't have that. We had to use the regular hose to do that, which was stupid. Anyway, besides doing that, we ended up, like I said, doing the dinner at my second older sister's. We ended up doing the dinner at my second older sister's, and basically it was sort of like almost like well, not a potluck, but it was basically like a southern kind of dinner, you know what I mean? We had both made fried chicken, potatoes, everything. Basically stuff like if you went to Kentucky Fried, or mostly one of our personal favorites, Popeyes, this is the kind of stuff you would find. It was kind of a southern fried chicken dinner, birthday. But anyway, we did that, and then we did that, and she got some decent gifts. I still got to work on hers. I was going to do it today, but I ended up resting a lot. So I'll probably have to do it tomorrow. But anyway, my mom ended up getting some nice gifts. My second older sister got her some kitchen pots and pans, stainless steel pots and pans, so that way she doesn't have to move the bird out when she uses them. Especially with Teflon, if you know what I mean. And then my older sister got her some pants, shoes, necklace, and my nephew, I guess with his own money, bought her a little poster of Tim Lincecum of the San Francisco Giants, because Lincecum, she likes him. I think she has a bit of a cougar crush on him. Not saying she does. Not saying she does, but it seems like it at times. And also because he reminds her facially of my second older sister's 18-year-old son and husband. Go figure. But anyway, she ended up getting that stuff. She had a chocolate toffee cake, and that was about it. And then yesterday, the second part of the gift was to take her to a movie. Now, I thought, assumingly, when we go to movies, as a family, we would go to the Modesto Brendan Theater. That didn't happen. Instead, we went to the Regal Theater, not in Modesto, but in Turlock. We went to the Turlock Regal Theaters. So we went there. And we thought, okay, fine, this is cool. But, here's the thing. It kind of threw a wrench in a lot of plans because, you know, they said they wanted to take her to a movie, that's fine. A movie of her choosing. But she wanted to see The Butler, the new movie that's out. Well, since we had the kids, we couldn't take her to see that because a lot of the stuff would be a little too mature for them and almost over the top for them. Second of all, it would have threw a wrench in my plans because here's the thing, if they would have taken her to see that, I could have gone and seen the Wolverine. End of story. But God has a reason for things. So basically what happens is we find out on Saturday we're going to the Turlock Theaters. And it's a choice between two different movies. The two different movies are Percy Jackson and Planes. Well, it seems my older sister was kind of dead set on going to the Percy Jackson movie. Well, what I did that night on Saturday night, and when I told my sisters, I kind of misworded it a little bit. In other words, it came out wrong. But what I did is I went inside, and I asked the kids, what would you like to see with your grandma at the theaters? One said Smurfs 2, this one also being a 9-year-old who later on said he wanted to see Percy Jackson, but the 9-year-old said Smurfs 2, the 6-year-old said Planes. Well, I don't know when my mom decided that she wanted to see Planes either, but maybe it was when she was resting inside and me and my sisters were outside, you know, around the little fire set or whatever, it's kind of barbecue. I can't even, kind of little fire pit, if you will. But basically she's inside resting, and I'm guessing this is when she said you tried to tell them, and I guess it went over their heads, or they weren't paying attention, that she wanted to see Planes. Well, yesterday she's kind of like, well, I really don't want to upset anybody, but I really don't know much about Percy Jackson, and I really like to see Planes because it looks more interesting. And because she's a preschool teacher, she knows, folks, that a cartoon, even CGI, would keep kids' attention. It would. And she was right. Because here's why. Nothing against Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, but honestly, she's not much into that Olympus kind of stuff. It's kind of like with Harry Potter. She understands why people are into it, and same thing with Smurfs, but it's not her cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? You know, if it was a PG, if it was a PG movie, if there was a family-friendly PG movie that was based, let's say, on the Revelation, PG family-friendly, and it was live action, she'd say, let's take them to see that. Because you kind of get the idea. Yeah. That's how she is. But also being a preschool teacher, she understands, doesn't matter what age, kids aren't going to pay attention that much to live action. And especially when you have her great-grandson at 4 years old, and my niece being there as well, he's not going to pay too much attention to it. and that a cartoon is better suited for them. So she goes around and says, I would really like to see planes. My pastor even says he would like to see that too, and to me that kind of is God's way of confirming planes is the choice to go with. But my nephew, my 9-year-old nephew, had stayed the night because he wanted to go to church, was dead set, just like his mom was the day before, to see Percy Jackson. Because he's trying to act all grown up. He's trying to be like, oh, well, I don't want to see a baby cartoon. I want to see Percy Jackson, but I'm grown up. We ended up, and basically I said to my mom the same thing and I said the exact same thing to my older sister. I said, whose birthday is it? I was like, whose birthday is it and who has the say? You know, it's like, whose birthday is it? You know, I basically said to my mom, it's your birthday, it's your choice. And I paraphrased it the same way to my sister. I said, it's mom's birthday, it's her choice, let her choose. And I guess finally, it said on my, thank God, that my older sister's like, okay, Mom, it is your birthday, what would you like to see? And she finally said, I'd like to see planes, you know, and that's what we saw. And it was good. You can check my non-spoiler review and my upcoming spoiler review, non-spoiler and spoiler, as soon as I can get them up. But basically we ended up seeing planes, and it was, again, like I said in my non-spoiler review, it was good. So, and then after that we went to the Lamppost Pizza, which was right next door, and had some pizza. My mom and my sister had a burger. Me, my older sister, her husband, and my niece, we ended up having pizza. You know, we had a good time. And then we went to my back here to Patterson, talked for a while, had a few beers. Me and my mom rode with my niece because she didn't want to ride alone, especially getting, you know, into the evening. So yeah. So yeah, we had a good time. It was a good little birthday. And the thing is, I'm still owed a movie as well. And on that little voucher, you will see it in my non-spoiler review. It basically states what my mom said, but movie of my choosing. And that's basically a part of my birthday gift. Over a month old, but it's part of my gift. So I'm thinking, well, if it says of my choosing, then it's the same way with her. It's of her choosing. And of course, my 9-year-old nephew wasn't too happy with the choice at first because he wanted to see Percy Jackson. But it's like, you're not in control. She is. It's not your choice, it's her choice. And I think he ended up liking it. I think honestly my 9-year-old nephew is going through a phase a lot of 9 to 10-year-olds go through. And that's, hey, I'm trying to be grown up. I'm trying to show, I'm not a baby no more. You're not a baby no more. Then why do you still watch certain little cartoons? Why are you watching things like Sanjay and whatever his name is? Ernie and Craig, or why are you even still watching SpongeBob? Anyway, it was a good weekend, and now she's back at work, and I just rested a little bit today, and that's about it. So, comment below, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm going to charge this now, and that's about it. Peace out. God bless.